I'm the scat man. I'm the scat man.
Oh, yep. Feed Up Friday, bud. That's what we called around here. Feed Up Friday. Let's go. Welcome to NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction. Sports Interaction has you covered for all the picks. Download the app. Holy Kapanen 50-1, bud. I wasn't even watching. It wasn't even a pretty goal. Like, I didn't, like, if you're
Doesn't
watching,
have to be. It's an empty net.
It was 175 feet away. Like, he just
love it.
I know.
I love it. Too bad I missed it yesterday because
you're sitting there with a guy who's shooting a 64. That's pretty.
Buddy.
Have you ever been and like watched 18 holes from one guy like that? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there
what happened? There he is. There's his. Did I shut off or was that you?
It was you.
No, you shut off on mine.
No, that's because your internet crap there.
Yeah, one of the best golf rounds I've ever seen in my life.
Nuts. O-Dog shoots 64.
O-Dog 64. Yeah. I'm getting chirped for the round that I shot. I shot 86, but we play from the black tips, which is like the black tees, which is like 6,900 yards, which is like way more than I play. Like I don't hit a long ball. So I shot 86. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't playing good. I didn't play my best. I wasn't playing good. I haven't played a lot of golf, and I don't play from those distances.
Buddy, you're okay. No one's saying anything right now. Yeah. You're kind of defensive.
No, people are chirping me today, saying, "Oh,
babe in the corner here,
64, but you shot 86." Yeah, I'm not that good of a golfer as O-Dog. Sorry.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
All right, we need to change the name of the show. Yeah, sit on the couch. Let's talk about it. Do you got anything else you want to get off your chest here today?
I want to get off my chest that you didn't message me the Kasperi Kapanen.
No, bud. Yeah. Once I get a golf invite one of these days, then maybe I'll send you some things on days you're not there. Darren Folk says it's just a game. There's a good coach.
I treated it as just a game yesterday for sure.
Did you guys share a cart?
We did. Yes.
Oh, nice. What's you and O-Dog's driving? How'd you guys handle the driving situation?
Oh, he drove.
Yeah. Are you a non-driver?
No, I drive all the time.
I am a no driver. I am you drive. Drive me around, sir.
Really?
Oh, I hate driving.
I love driving. That's because, I ride when I play, right? So I'm used to it. It's control where you want to go. I'm a fast golfer. Like I want to hit my ball, drive to it, and hit right away. Like I don't wait for other guys. Like I just play ready golf.
Nice. There's nothing worse than waiting to golf.
Yeah, tell me about
it. Pick 'em. Stanley Cups. Pick 'em. Is it a pick 'em? Shouldn't Florida be a little favored?
Well, remember I had this discussion with you the other day. I'm like, if Florida and Edmonton are playing in the Stanley Cup Finals, what would the odds be?
And I said it should be minus 120-ish, minus 125, but it was going to be a pick 'em.
The reason why it's a pick 'em is because Edmonton's playing at home.
I know.
And they lost one home game all playoffs. And they're 12-2 since they lost their first two games in the playoffs.
Is there any greasy narrative that Prez pointed out in the chat that the NHL wants Connor McDavid to get his cup?
Probably.
I know they want to, but is there any way that they can make it easier for him? Now, this isn't a conspiracy thing, but like the schedule, any treatment wise, what, like, not to put on the tinfoil hat, what would be something that the league could help him get his cup?
Power plays.
Okay. I wasn't going to get there, but yeah, that's it. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it could just be as easy as just referees calling more penalties on the Florida Panthers than the Edmonton Oilers.
Do you think maybe looking at power play points earlier in the series is not a bad look?
Probably. I mean, you got to think too that the Edmonton crowd is probably going to play a factor in that too with the referees, where, you know, maybe they get a little bit more animated every time there's something questionable that should get called. And I think, like, clearly, if you watch those games, and I imagine if you talk to people that are at those games in Edmonton, they would clearly say that there's a clear home ice advantage there with the electricity that's in that building.
We saw Bob kind of not have his best game despite Florida closing things out. Like, those 2 Aho goals weren't anything special. Interesting to see what happens. Like, Bob went into the Stanley Cup Finals last year, clear-cut favorite for Conn Smythe. How do I know that? Because I had units on that guy. Right? Like, he did. Was that the year that he didn't even start? Was it last year? Or that was the year before.
No, it was the year before. It was the first year. Okay.
Yeah, that was the Stolars, right? And that
was Lion. Alex Lion.
Yeah. That was the Lion year. And then we got Bob. I got Bob at like 100-1, and he was cruising there too until he wasn't. But Bob kind of fell in games 5, 6 when Edmonton came back, and that's where we saw the Conn Smythe markets flip. If producer Mick brings up them, I just want to go down some of these markets here from Sports Interaction and just look at some future markets. We got Canadian odds, but don't worry, I'll help navigate it. There you go. There's your best price for Panthers right there at even money. Right? You're going to give the Oilers at -120? No, I'll take the Panthers there at even money.
I don't know how to read these lines.
So 2 is even money.
2 is even money. Okay.
Yeah. So when you see 6.5, just minus one of the numbers. So 6.5 change to 550. 5.5 is plus 450.
Okay.
It's Canadian odds.
All right.
It's an issue right there. Conn Smythe, if we can scroll down there. I really don't. I think you have a shot at Barkov. I think you might even have a shot at Leon Draisaitl there too in this series. But I don't think I'm running out to go get Connor McDavid at even money or Bobrovsky at his shortest price so far in the playoffs there. Can you make a case for anyone like Brad Marchand or maybe even Sam Bennett at 30-1?
Sam Bennett 30-1 for sure, because he could lead the playoffs in like goal scoring.
Yeah.
And depending like how big the goals he could score in this series, yeah. I mean, I could easily make a case for Stuart Skinner as well too. Where's his?
40-1.
So, like Stuart Skinner, if this guy has 2 shutouts in this finals,
can Stuart Skinner outplay Bob in this series? I think he can.
Yeah. Why not?
Exactly. I'm in. And Stuart Skinner might crush me, but I think Stuart Skinner is he outperformed Ottinger. He's beat some good goalies, and I think he's playing confidently.
What's Evan Bouchard on here?
Ooh, slide it on down. You're probably looking in that 100-1 range. But like Leon and 150-1. But like they're so far behind in the point race behind McDavid and Draisaitl. Yeah. The only one I see, Avi saying, the only one I see beating McDavid is Draisaitl. And but I do think there's some value in those fringe guys in Florida. But I'm not running out. I already got some Sam Bennett shares. I already got some Brad Marchand shares. I already got some E2 Listerinen shares. I already got some Anton Lundell shares. Basically, everybody except the 2 betting favorites. I got some Barkov there.
And watch one of the 2 betting.
No, I got Andy Francis pointed it out, I think, before Game 4, that Barkov at plus 850 was still the best play to make at that point. Avi, question. Here's your professional question. Carlo, as a player, what are your thoughts on, the Maurice handshake situation?
I loved it. I think he makes a great point.
Yes, he makes a great point, but you can't just push your narrative at that point of time, no?
I mean, I don't see. I mean, what's the difference? You're doing it when you're engaging in your first handshake to the coaches, because that's where, like, when the series is over, the coaches exchange handshakes at the bench. And so that's the time to say it to the guy. He's saying, hey, how about we just let the players do the handshakes? And if they want to come shake our hands on the way back, we'll do it, because this is about the players. It shouldn't be about us.
Yeah, but then you flash forward. I think it was Raycroft who tweeted something out. Then there's Paul Maurice giving guys too long of hugs in the line when he's doing his handshakes.
Maybe that's why he wanted to just say, "Hey, let the players do it," so it doesn't have
But
to
he
feel
doesn't
like.
get to dictate what everybody gets to do. Here's my favorite tweet about
That's
it. It says,
fair.
Paul Maurice somehow made not making it about him. All-time fart sniffer. That's Paul Maurice. Paul Maurice loves to hear himself talk. Yes, he has great clips. Yes, he's a great speaker, and his points are always kind of on. But
Right.
we don't live in Paul Maurice's world where he gets to dictate everything.
That's fair. That's fair.
But he's right. Like, the tracksuit guys don't deserve to go down that handshake line.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, leave it to the players that battle through the series.
I absolutely despise his condescendingness. Yes. But Paul Maurice, like, if Paul Maurice was like the next Gary Bettman, that would be good for hockey.
Probably, yeah, because at least he would embrace change.
Yeah. No, he's a polarizing guy because he's smart and he makes the right points, but he is condescending and annoying sometimes. I get it.
Yeah.
All right, let's scroll down. So we kind of touched on that. There was another market. Anytime do you have anything for like where this game's going? I see 7 games at plus 190. That's not something I'm interested in. So many things have to go right to get there. Where do you see in terms of length for this series?
Well, I think there's no reason to suggest it couldn't go 7 games again. I mean, if you're going to beat the Florida Panthers, it almost feels like it has to go the distance, no?
Yeah. Okay, so there's the other question. Do you think Florida has a chance to win it in shorter fashion than Edmonton does?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So, like, Florida minus 1.5 is more on the table than Edmonton minus 1.5.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, so you see the Panthers there plus 170. And I think at Florida minus 2.5, that sounds dumb. Plus 350 is not a price I want, actually, because I think you can probably find like plus 350 for the Panthers to win 4-1 or 4-0 is a price you can't get behind when you can bet the Marchand, Lundell, Listerinen line each to get a point in a game at plus 800. Right?
Yeah.
All right, scroll down. So we're in agreements there. Florida has a chance to kind of win quicker than Edmonton does. So goals, look, here you go. Would you ever bet Sergei Bobrovsky to score a goal in this series at 250 to 1?
Wouldn't that be something, eh?
250 to 1. I mean, there will be some goalies pulled, but that's a tough one. 2 goals in the series. Leon Draisaitl at minus 105 isn't a bad look. He'll probably get a chance to get 2. Corey Perry is interesting there, plus 450. He's going to stay on that top line. Outside of that, I think there's some value in this series in Evan Rodriguez. Would you agree or no? We're seeing Evan Rodriguez at plus 750 to score 2 goals in a game. If you scroll down and say if you find point leaders for Florida, not the series, because it's going to be so hard to outdo Leon Draisaitl and McDavid, right?
Mm-hmm.
To get more points than them in the series.
Yeah, I agree.
That should be the one. No, keep going down. It should be, that's the series point leader. Go to the Florida one. There should be a Florida one. And that's where the one gets interesting. You might have passed it, but no, it's right there. That should be it down there. One more down. Record 2+ shots. No, it's got to go up. Evan Rodriguez has a chance to lead Florida in points in this series. Do you think? Like, before we even get to the odds, if you had to say, who do you think would be a dark shot or a dark horse in that market? Because
no, it's right there. It's right there. Go up. Yeah, right there. Top goal scorer.
Because it was clustered in the last series, and this team's so deep. Like, Evan Rodriguez to lead his team in points in this series at 16 to 1.
Actually, this is goal scorer. This isn't points, I think.
Even goal scorers is not a bad one. But yeah, go up. Maybe it is up still. Goal scorer Edmonton. Goal scorer series. No. All right. Hey, go. Can you put us in the double window there and see if we can't find it watching the scroll. But Evan Rodriguez, power play, line 1 with Barkov. Reinhart will be healthier. I don't see how he doesn't continue to contribute just like he did the entire previous series, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's surprising that they got here without him having to like completely put the team on his back, but it's almost you got that sense that he's due,
Yeah,
right?
and he showed an ability to get assists. Like he was the Ryan Nugent Hopkins of their series, just racking up assists. And then you saw his finish in Game 5. Was happy to see him find there. I wanted him for assists, but he got the goal. But I just see a spot where Evan Rodriguez might be mispriced because of he's playing with Barkov, who's
Yeah, and he
looks
seems
unreal.
like he's catching fire as of late too. The last two games, no?
Yeah, I mean Barkov deserves to be at the top of that list right now. But outside of that, I think Evan Rodriguez. I mean, you saw him down the list at like number 8 at 16-1 to lead in goals. I think
Mm.
I think he's someone that I would target in terms of those markets. Now, the other one I want to get to is you know the league well, you know the traditions well. The
Handoff.
Stanley. How did you know? Well done.
I knew this is your favorite thing to look at for the finals.
I know. So if you as a hockey player were thinking about it and you were wearing the C, where is your first thought about who goes to it and how much thought is actually put into it by a captain when, like, let's say you go 7 games? Is that really on your mind?
It is and it isn't. It is because you're always thinking about what that moment would feel like, and you want to make sure that you process it in the right way. It isn't because you don't want to overthink it. So there's two ways to look at it. For Edmonton, it's without a doubt the first person it's going to is Draisaitl.
Not
I don't
RNH.
no.
That's what I think too.
Yeah.
But Ryan Nugent Hopkins is the betting favorite.
What?
Yeah, ahead of Draisaitl.
That doesn't make any sense for me.
That's what I mean. I think you can just bet Draisaitl to get the handoff instead of betting Edmonton to win the cup at -120.
Right. Yeah, you're probably if you believe they're going to win, he's getting the cup first. I just don't see a scenario how McDavid is always in the same conversation as Draisaitl. Why McDavid would be passing it to Ryan Nugent Hopkins first?
Like, because he's been there longer.
Yeah, but that's the next guy you give it to after Draisaitl.
Yes.
This is McDavid and Draisaitl's team. I'd be shocked if, and it would be a big like talking point if that was the case, and saying, how does Draisaitl not get it? This guy is neck and neck with McDavid every year in the season and in the playoffs. These guys are connected to the hip, I think, with their futures too. Like, I don't know, it would be a surprise to me if it wasn't. And what? So you're getting Draisaitl at what plus what?
350-ish.
It's good odds, man.
I think it's the way you bet Edmonton.
Yeah.
Agreed. On the Florida side, now, I think what is being priced too much into it is the narrative that everyone says the RNH one. Well, who's been there longer? Because if you look at, I mean,
it doesn't matter who's been there longer.
I
At
know.
the end of the day, they're not winning the cup without McDavid and Draisaitl. Those are
I know,
two
but
best players.
how are they pricing it in a market where you don't really know anything about? That's their angle of pricing it. Who's been there longer? That's why you get Kyle Okposo, who was playing 7 minutes a game in the Cup Finals, healthy scratched, and why he was the betting favorite for a long time. Ekblad gets it last rodeo. I was on the Ekblad train last year for the exact same reason. And who did Barkov hand it to?
Bob
got it. Yeah. And it's a really funny betting thing to be sitting there and being like, every day see people skating around. You're like, just pan to the cup and hand off, but you can't really control it.
But here's the thing. If Bob wins the Conn Smythe, because the Conn Smythe gets handed out before the trophy does, no? Before the cup does. Doesn't it?
You think there'd be some trophy fatigue where he's like, oh,
no, I just think that if Florida wins it, they'll probably hand it off to Bob again because he would be the Conn Smythe winner, no?
It's a tough one.
I mean, I don't think anybody in Florida cares who gets it next, but I'm just trying to think. Maybe it is Ekblad because it is his last run, but we don't even know if that's the case. Maybe it's Seth Jones, or maybe it's Brad Marchand. Who knows?
So that's it. So the list of guys on the team who weren't on the roster last year, Game 7. Brad Marchand, Seth Jones, and then it's like, AJ Greer, so don't need to worry about that. Boqvist, Nosek, and Nate Schmidt. Nate Schmidt was up on that list, as a top 5 betting favorite.
I don't think he's the guy that gets it second, though.
Adams Digest goes, how about Sam Bennett second, so he stays next year?
Yeah, I mean, he could easily be the guy. I just think that Florida, there's this mentality of like, they don't really care to fall into these narratives. Yeah. Like, even just the whole way they traded the regular season, the whole way they've talked these playoffs. It's like, who cares? We're built for this. Doesn't really matter. That's it. They could go outside the box. They really could.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
it seems
if
like
they win it, they'll all feel good about it, but they'll be like, okay, how do we make this more special?
Someone's saying Jeff Skinner. Oh, wrong. Or which Skinner? Are we talking Stewie Skins? He's not getting it. It's Draisaitl. I think there is something with the Panthers again, just like we were looking at the goal scoring and the point prop market. Florida is such a team that they're a hard thing to price because you don't know who's going to step up and lead them because they got 3 lines who can do it and a blue line who can absolutely do it. So handoff, Draisaitl, handoff. I think you can do the old roulette and sprinkle the board with a couple guys for the Florida side. But I think even money for Florida to win the cup is a great price.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to win the cup, or do you think this is Edmonton's year?
Well, I would hate to fight against the thing that you talked about at the top of the show, like you just like power plays.
Yeah.
Like if they want to give McDavid the cup, and I'm not a narrative. I'm not a tinfoil hat guy. Yeah. But it's McDavid.
I know.
Right? Like they want him to stay. I'm sure the NHL would want him to stay in Edmonton too, right? Does the league want superstars to stay where they are?
I mean, it seems like it with the 8-year contracts that they're offering players to stay.
So there's AV says Panthers are Gary's darling. So which one he weighs more?
Why are they Gary's darling?
I don't know. I've heard people say that, but I don't get it either.
Because they're what do they call it? The small market team.
Small market team that he built up that he can pat on his back and say, "Look what I did to teams in Florida."
Yeah.
I don't know. Florida, even money. Draisaitl handoff. And I think Evan Rodriguez to lead. Maybe half and half. Half goals, half points for Florida. Rodriguez to record 5 points is plus 210. Ooh, that's a good one. That is a very good one. I do like those points because you just want games to extend.
Yeah.
And I think you go somewhere like Bennett, maybe Bennett on the handoff on the Florida side. I don't know. I think you're looking for like 10-1 somewhere in that range on that side and just take a shot at somebody.
So when Chicago won it in their second year, who did they hand it off to? Did they hand it off to a guy that's been there or a new guy?
Ooh, there you go. That's a good one. Chat, bring up I know that there's a quick hit right at the top of the Google search to be like Stanley Cup handoffs. Who's got them in recent years? And go look at Chicago's second year because the parallels between these two teams is becoming
similar.
Quite evident. Yeah. Imagine
Stanley Cup handoffs.
Insight saying ultimately the decision rests with the team captain and reflects the respect and recognition of a teammate's dedication and impact.
Okay, so Steven Stamkos in back-to-back years handed it to Victor Hedman. So 2020 and 2021, he handed it to Victor Hedman. So Jonathan Toews, when did they go back-to-back? Okay, so here you go. So Jonathan Toews in 2010 handed it to Marian Hossa. And then in 2013, he handed it to Michael Handzus.
Stop it. Last year we had this. It's all coming back to me. Remember, we had the guess who they handed it off to.
Yeah.
You nailed some of them, but you didn't nail the Michael Handzus one. I think that was it. Or you might have gotten them all. Handzus is a wild.
Okay, so here's another one. So here we go. So when the Pittsburgh Penguins won it in back-to-back in 2016, 2017, the first year they handed it to Trevor Daley, and the second year they handed it to Ron Hainsey.
Way off just go off the board.
Well, because Ron Hainsey was his first ever playoff.
Yeah.
Right? He wins the cup in his first ever plays, an experienced guy. So yeah, maybe Florida does go outside the box. Maybe it is Seth Jones. He's
up there for one of the betting favorites, though.
I mean, who is the other guy that could be? Brad Marchand, he's already won a cup. Like, he's not like.
So maybe Nate Schmidt is the guy.
Nate Schmidt, yeah.
No, who knows? I think there's so much variance in it on the Florida side because they don't care. They've already won one. They don't really have to worry about it, and they could just be like, "Oh, who's standing there? Here you go. Here's the cup again." AJ.
But yeah, you could be the Tampa Bay Lightning. Victor Hedman's getting it 2 years in a row.
You could be Michael Handzus. If Florida doesn't care, just go with the best value outside the box. I think that's the approach. Litter the guys at the bottom.
Yeah.
And just hope something hits. Don't overdo it. But yeah, I don't think there's a narrative for the Florida side like there is for the Edmonton side. Nico Sturm. Oh, if he draws in. Right? Yeah. Whoever. Yeah. The handoff. Wait for the handoff in game.
Boquist.
Yeah, that's what. Wait. Make sure you wait until if someone draws in on the elimination game and see if they have odds and make sure you get them, right? It's like the Nico Sturm right there, right at the bottom. Friday. We don't play Avicii's levels, but we send you off packing. That's what we do. We're not high end like you guys with your fancy music at 9:00 that I do appreciate. But we're done here. All done. And hey, Sam Mitchell came in hot. Came in way too hot today, bud.
Yeah.
Poor Brandon. Place like, well, how do I bounce off of that?
Yeah, between the comment he made about us.
Yeah.
Having too much fun talking about the song, and then O-Dogs 64 saying no way, don't believe it.
He was a crusty man today. Sam Mitchell,
very crusty.
Crusty man today.
Crusty.
Friday. Have a great weekend, pal. Thanks for jumping on. We'll be doing a show interesting enough. We're going to Albania. Beaches of Albania.
Tomorrow you're going?
Yeah, leave tomorrow. So we'll be back.
Nice. Well, you have a safe trip, buddy.
We'll try to get something in for, I believe, game one's on the Wednesday, right?
It is, yeah. So are we doing?
Yeah, but it might have to be a different time.
Pardon me. Are we doing Wednesday? What time?
I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. I got to see how my internet is over there too, right? Wi-Fi is not the best. We'll see how it is. But appreciate everybody. Great way to finish off the conference finals yesterday with a couple big winners. Thanks for following along. Great show. Thanks for jumping on again. As always, NHL Puck Props presented by Sports Interaction. Sports Interaction has you covered for all the picks. Download the app in the books. Lead us out, pal.
Have a great weekend, folks. Let's enjoy the nice weather we're about to get finally. Ciao.